I'm Nariman Williams. I'm 47 years old, staying in Woodstock. And it's quite hectic staying there because anytime the police come there, come raid, and I saw a lot of people dying there also of diseases and HIV, TB, or the trains had knocked them and they died in front of us.
Yeah, my name is Muhammad Yusuf Jordan. I'm attending this HIV CCID program in Woodstock. Before I used drugs like tech and man drugs, but how I doing now? Because I'm attending the center changed my life. I'm feeling sober every day, and I'm not using drugs anymore.
Yeah, my name is Nasi Vegans. I just found out today that I am 35 years old only. I thought I was older. You see, I lied a lot to the women I used to date because they were older than me, and because I like older women, I had to lie about my age to get them in my trap, you know. So yeah, that is the cons of lying, I guess.
I used drugs because when I was living in Anova Park, so I was in this gangsterism and fighting, and so my life it changed.
Okay, I started because of boredom and stress, but it doesn't help you because when it pulls out, you're gonna stress more, and I'm gonna say you can get better treatment or not treatment advice by people how to help you. I started because my mommy, she was like more for my brother when he was like stealing in the house and all that, and she don't just blame him, she blame everybody in the house. And more to me because maybe because I am the eldest daughter. We like 4 girls in one. And she never used to believe him. Whatever he say, it's like, okay, it's right. And then it's always me, me, me. That is why I started smoking tech also. And I left the house.
Yeah, it all started with weed at the time, and then it obviously progressed from there. Weed, ecstasy, you know, having those party drugs and mixing the ecstasy and acid and rocks. But at the time, it was all about the party and just wanting to be with the in crowd on school, you know, trying to be, you know, the O, in other words, you know. So trying to fit in. Peer pressure played a big role also in me falling into the trap of addiction. Heroin, it started off also with, you know, women and drugs and having, using heroin. It prolonged me while I was busy on the job, you know, and let's not go there, but anyway, like, yeah, so for me at the time it was interesting because I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but the feeling it gave me, it was a nice feeling because it numbed my feeling and didn't even give me any whatever I was experiencing in that moment of my high. I didn't have any problems, all my worries were gone. So I thought it was a good thing. Just to relate something to you of what I've experienced is that when one goes into the darkness, right, and they for very long in this darkness, your eyes start to adjust. So you get so comfortable in that darkness that your eyes start to be able to can see in that darkness. And when I relate that to my addiction, my darkness was so bad. The evil things I used to do to maintain my habit and to get onto the fixes I needed, I went to the extreme. So I didn't see myself like that. And when I look at myself now to where I was back then, I'm so better off right now because I have the chance to win myself back as a person, to see myself better now than what I was back then. Even though I was such a menace back then, I can look at myself as to where I was back then and keep on reminding myself so that I could have room for improvement. Yeah.
And now it was a nice feeling. I used to like it a lot. I was 12 years old when I started using Mandrex. When I was 21, I decided no, because I became very thin and all that, and I started drinking. I was 32 when I started using tuck. Okay, it was a nice feeling, but then I became like very addictive to it. I smoked like 5 grams a day, like between me and my boyfriend.
Currently, I don't see the need to use because I'm on an OST program and the opiate substance treatment for me is working. I feel this because I don't see any need for me to can chase this high that I used to chase. I just take it in my stride and I just have a feeling, a sincere feeling that it's working for me this time around. Substance use didn't bring much good in my life at the time because when I look at it, the scenarios that of where I hurt the people that I claim to love, the people that were close to me and that I thought I were close at heart, like my mom and sisters and stuff like that. In other words, through my addiction, I did a lot of damage. Yeah, that is why I found the need for damage control.
Steal from home, my mother throw me out of the house. If you do drugs, it's almost like you have arguments at home. There's triggers that you will use drugs. You don't have other places to go. You will meet people on the road who will tolerate yourself to use drugs. The affection, what the drug give you, the triggers like attitude, stealing, robbing.
No, because I don't inject. But okay, if they, like if the police know that you're a user, they will stop you even though you didn't do anything wrong or what, because they know that you're using, they will stop you and search you. Like in the road or whatever. They will stop and search because they know that you're using.
I had many problems with law enforcement, yes. Because of my addiction, yes, I would say that my experiences from the way they treated me, I would feel that my rights as a human being were taken away. I wasn't looked as a person. They look at me as a addict, and I guess the stigma that that addiction has is so bad in today's life that if you are an addict of a substance or like heroin or tuck or whatever, there's a negative perception that we have, or would I say people have of us as humans.
If I communicate again with my friends, and then the triggers will come from their mind, or they will tolerate me again of using more drugs than less drugs.
It's not possible. For me, it's like you must reduce in order to stop, because it's impossible to just stop. Like I saw like the heroin addicts, they get pains and all that. And the only thing that will help them is like to have another fix. But people that use stuck, okay, you can stay without it, but it's not also that easy. But reducing is like more easier to stop. Okay, Mandrex, I just decided, okay, I'm going to stop, and I did stop. I said like the end of the month I'm going to stop, and then I stopped. I started drinking, but not heavily. Started drinking in order for me to stop when I craved to smoke a mandrake, a button, and then I buy me a beer. And that is how I got rid of the mandrakes. Okay, I did try heroin also on the foil, but that was only a 6 months period. And then I got arrested, 7 days in Portsmouth, but the withdrawal made me scared. And ever since I didn't touch heroin again, and I will never, because the pain, vomiting, sweating, getting cold, warm, I don't want to go through that again.
I was in a rehab, but the rehab didn't help. I go on a rehab there in East Ridge for 7 months. When I come out of the rehab, go home, and when I was bored at home, just go to the shop, and so I met my friends, old friends, and so just walk with them, and so that was the triggers to use the drug again.
Yes, I've been to many rehabs. From the age of 13, I guess my parents thought the way out was rehabs. So a lot of the inpatients would go as far as to say, because of meeting me so many times in rehabs, they would say I'm a rehab junkie or something like that, because my family believes so much so into rehabilitation centers, they went as far as to even sending me to Tampurak rehab in Thailand, you know. So I've had the experience of being in a foreign country, but it never really worked for me because it wasn't forced upon me. So I ran away from that last encounter in Thailand. But for me, that was just one big experience.
Because they don't want to act, they don't do it for themselves, or like me, like you want to stop. People are forcing you to stop. That is why they relapse. Some people in Masakani, the families force them to go to rehab, and when they or they run away, then they come to Masakani to use. And the time when I was in prison, like one girl actually escaped just to get a fix out of Portsmouth. That was, I think, 2 years ago. It is actually like, if you want to stop, then you can. If people force you, like, then you think, ah, why must I do it? Or maybe you will go to rehab or whatever. When you come out, then you will smoke again. Like, I know a lot of people.
But it's not easy to cut out all substances because it's all of yourself. What you're gonna do? If you go, people can try to help you, but if you take a step and you go forward in life and you ask for help, you'll meet social workers, and social workers will guide you to help yourself. There's more a little love in myself as before, because before what the drugs do to me, if I smoke a lot of drugs, I don't care what you care. I don't know. I don't worry what you think. If I want to rob you, I rob you. If I want to stab you, I stab you, because the drug make myself hard inside. I don't care what other people think. But now, I think you must love someone to care for this person.
When I used to use, the reason I stopped chasing it for the high. I mean, the first couple of years it was for the high. Eventually, then it changes. It's no more for the high. It's just to feel normal, because my body started to crave it, and so now through the medication, it doesn't give me a high, but my body feels relaxed, and I feel so much at ease, and that same feeling, it's so much prolonged, as we with the heroin, it'd be just 1 or 2 hours, then I'd need my next fix. But with the methadone, for me, it pushes me till the next day until I need my next dose, so I'm sorted. What's different for me from those experiences and this one now is that this one, it comes totally from myself. All the other places that I've been sent to, that change was enforced upon me. My choices were always shown to me that they were valued from the people that are giving me this chance now of the OST and stuff. So they valued my choices, whether it be positive or negative where substance use is concerned. But because it came from originally and sincerely from myself, I think I value it much more now.
The center, what I'm in, is helping me every day because the programs, what I'm in from Monday to Friday, is motivate myself to stay away from the drug. In the morning, from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock, it helped me a lot. And afterwards, if I'm out of the center, there is triggers, a lot of different kind of triggers, but the way the center is speaking positive things in my mind, it doesn't mean that I must take the triggers because I have something in my mind. I want to change my life. When I wasn't in this program before, every day it was just on my mind when I wake up, stand up, brush my teeth, whatever. I was sleeping on the road. I must use drugs. I didn't worry about buy food or so. I did every money what I get in my pocket. It was just for drugs, for drugs, for drugs. I did Coscaro. How to explain? Go door by door for food, and that's the way I love get through the life in Cape Town. But when I made the center helps me a lot to prevent this thing of using more drugs than less drugs now. And I hope all the best for me forward to stop using these drugs. The program helped me a lot because I don't even use drugs during the day when I'm away from the center. When I'm away from the center, I just go scour my money for food at night because I'm still on the road. And when I'm finished scour my money for food, I buy my food and go sleep in the morning. When I stand up, I just wake up and go to the center. And when I go to the center is changing my life a lot.
Okay, after the center, and then I sit on the stairs amongst the people, and I always tell them like what I've experienced by the center and how it helped me and other people, and I try to motivate them or to bring them to just to come to the center and try it out because it changed my life a lot. From 5 grams a day, I'm smoking like 1 packet a day now, a 120 rand packet. The center is like almost like part of my life. Like I must go to go work. It's like almost like that. And like weekends, I can't wait for Monday. I just want to be by the center because being at the center, I don't even think of using. And what I've learned, like in groups, like what other people experience, if there you can like, what other people experience is like I can prevent from happening to me. And I've learned a lot there.
What you do every day, what you do to use less drugs a day, and how to stop the drug using.
Examples of harm reduction would be overdose prevention, correct ways of using needles and syringes, and to always promote clean hygiene because you can obviously contaminate diseases like hepatitis and HIV through uh, like bad ways of using drugs, maybe sharing needles.
That is like preventing people spreading diseases or HIV. Like, for instance, before they used to share needles, but now they're giving out needles. Like, okay, I have my own needle. Now that is like reducing the risk of getting HIV or any diseases.
So my life it changed to use drugs, and so I steal from home. My mother to throw me out of the house. I didn't have a place to go, so I come to Cape Town, attending CCID, and they told me the main court of CCID is there at Boulevard. So they told me, okay, I can go to number 8 High Street. It's a center for people working with homeless people. And when I meet the center, I'm glad that I changed my life, because the main drug isn't a good thing like tech and patterns. For all other people, I just want to tell yourself, don't use drugs.
I played a big important part in my life because I could not even see myself in a positive as where people would see me being of some sort of value, and I didn't see any value in myself. The people that were closest to me, they lost faith in me, and then here come strangers and they start giving me hope and uh, giving me a value of which I didn't see any, and they started tackling me, my problem, when I couldn't tackle it myself, and they involved themselves in my life to the point where they started getting my family to have meeting me in meetings and sessions, and yeah, getting my family for me to reintegrate with them. So yes, they played a big important role in my life to the point where today I see myself and I see a little importance, if not a lot, in myself now in comparison to back then.
For me, it's like it grew like a family to me, and it helped me a lot. And like the first time when I spoke to the social worker there, it's like, okay, my daddy passed away like more than 10 years ago, and I didn't have someone that I can open up to, that will really listen to me, that I can be honest with, and like talk about anything. So when I met one of the social workers, it was actually a women's group, and then I saw, but here some people that use drugs, not only women here, and that I know on the streets also. So they told me more about the center. Then I asked the social worker, and she said, okay, I can have like a one-on-one session with her. And I came the Monday, and then I told her about my life, and I want to stop using and what's happening in my life. And I felt great. It's like almost, yeah, I found someone again, because for me it was like I'm alone in the world since my dad is gone, and there is now somebody I can talk to and that I can open up to, and it helped. And I started crying, and it's like almost like this. It's the first time I spoke to her, but it's like I know her for a long time. And I couldn't believe it. I still said, I'm sorry, I can't believe it. I'm crying because I didn't have like someone I can like open up to before, ever since my daddy passed away. It's up to you if you want to come. And then nobody force you to stop or to do anything. It's just what you want, and they just assist you what you want, what your wishes is, and whatever you want to do. They are there to help you, to assist you. It's not, they don't force you to do anything or force you to stop. It's all up to you what you want. That's the best part of it, the center.
You can wash you can get a meal by the center. If I go home, I have a meal to take away from me even for the night, because then I don't have to go scar for money for to buy me a meal. And a lot of things she helped me by the center to use less drugs as I used before, and I hope the best for the future forward, that I want to stop these drugs that I'm using. But the center helped me a lot.
At the center, I've learned a lot. I never knew about hepatitis B also. And I mean, like, it's almost like HIV. And I've learned that by the center. And like, I'm more educated now about drugs and whatever. And because of that, I'm using less. And like, people that don't know about using drugs and how people feel and whatever, so they will just go in the drugs because of how it make you feel and all that. But if you like know more about it, then you're more educated and you will feel, no, I will rather use less or stop using, because you will know what it does to your, like, your body and your health and all that. I'm doing cleanup, picking up the needles where the hot spots is. We like a group. We go like Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays. And yeah, we're picking up the needles and commodities to clean up, because the needles can be infected with HIV or hepatitis. Like people that's walking, they maybe step into the needle and they can be infected. That is why we're picking up the needles. I feel good because if we didn't pick up the needles, then other people might like get infected with diseases. I lost quite a lot of my son's life, and he's turning 10, and I want like to get a job, get my own place, and if it's my son to live with me, because that is his one wish that he want, and that is like what I want to do now. I've only been like the first 2 years in his life with him. I missed out 8 years, but hopefully soon, and I know I can feel it soon, it's gonna happen.
To achieve in life, to get off from the road and to get a job and to look after my wife and kids. I have only one kid, and she's 13 years old, and next year she's going to high school. That's my goal for in life. I see my child every second month, and then I go through to my mother. And it's according to the center that I can communicate with my daughter and my mother again. And that's my goal for the future forward.
Years from now, you know, you get people saying, watch this space. I can at least say that now, watch this space. And I say this with a big smile because just not too long ago, I don't think I'd be able to can even say, watch this space, but I have hopes and dreams now. And that's the positive, you know. I have something to look forward to.